She sighed. I thought so. Church District. Grand Cathedral. Pardon. The Grand Cathedral stood cold. Fuck. The Grand Cathedral stood coldly against the morning air, the sun's harsh rays reflecting off its bright walls like jagged knives. Most of the inhabitants of the great Grand Cathedral had already left to the main hall to perform their daily duties, save one. A lone knight stood in an empty corner of the hall, her sword and shield drawn ready at her side. Her blade glinted off the morning sun, precise swings. Her stance and posture were as picture-perfect as they were rigid and anxious. Artemi Johanna Galshir resumed her daily training as a holy knight of the church, as she had done daily as far as she could remember. Her blade hand paused as cheerful voices echoed from one of the cathedral's side entrances. Bishop Katrina glided elegantly into the main hall of half a dozen church youths, following closely behind like a flock of ducklings. She carried a commanding presence as she directed the youths to their duties. The floors and the side halls will need thorough sweeping along the entirety of the east wing staircase. Understood? Church youths mumbled but nodded quietly. At sight of the bishop, Artemi hastily sheathed her sword and bowed deeply. Bishop Katrina barely spared her a glance. A few of the church youths suddenly noticed her and stared. Hello? Hello? Artemi gave the small crowd a shy little wave. Most of the youths sneered and scrunched their noses. Several whispered among each other with less than kind words. Artemi dropped her hand back to the side dejectedly. Why is she even here? All that little mother does is pretend to swing her sword around the cathedral all day while the rest of us do all the hard work. She's not even a real knight. Talk about unfair. Bishop Katrina's heels clicked sharply on the cathedral stone floor as she turned towards them. Whispering is quite rude, children. The whole group bowed their heads apologetically. One of the bolder youths glanced up defiantly. Apologies, Your Excellency. We were just a little curious. Yes, it appears many of you are ignorant of important topics. You all surely know if the Creator is chosen. Throughout history, our great Creator has chosen champions worthy of her holy light to protect the Church from the evils of this world. It is prophesied that each chosen will play an important role in guarding the world from destruction. Our Artemi is one such chosen. On the night of her birth, they say a beam of celestial light descended from the heavens above and blessed Artemi with the Creator's holy strength. That is why she carries such a powerful celestial magic within her veins. One day, when the chosen reaches her full potential, she will be able to draw the Creator's holy blade from the pedestal and deliver the world from a terrible fate. Until that time comes, she's to continue training under the guidance of the Church. A few of the church youths snickered to themselves as they glanced at Artemi standing awkwardly in a corner of the main hall. But Your Excellency, how does the Creator choose her champions? Of all people, why was she chosen? Bishop Katrina either did not notice the disdain in the youth's voice or decided to ignore it. We simple mortals cannot hope to fathom the will and intent of our Creator. We can only have faith that she chose well. Now, enough idle chatter. Move along to your duties, all of you. The half-dozen youths nodded politely and scrambled out of the hall. Heavy silence descended upon the cathedral. Bishop Katrina turned towards Artemi's corner of the room. Artemi gulped and straightened her posture. Good morning, Mother. Daughter. Artemi felt her mother regard coldly. She could never tell whether she was pleased or disappointed by something. When it came to herself, it was usually the latter. You were late to your swordsmanship practice this morning, so I heard. Artemia winced and bowed her head. Yes, but only by a few minutes. That is no excuse. You are the chosen one. The world has higher expectations of you than that of a mere knight. My apologies, Your Excellency. I will do better next time. He said it so often, and yet... Dread crept to Artemia's chest, her mother sighed and rubbed her temples. In any case, I saw that note you left on my door this morning. You wished to speak with me. Yes, Mother. Her heart thumped rapidly against her chest. Artemia inhaled and tried desperately to steady her breath. She never felt comfortable while speaking, especially to her mother. Your Excellency, I have been diligently training within Grand Cathedral since I was a mere child to prepare for my role as Creator's Chosen. But throughout all these years, I have rarely had the opportunity to leave the walls outside the Cathedral, and not once have I stepped foot outside of the church district. I understand the church feels this is best for my safety, but with no experience in the outside world, I feel very ill-prepared for my duty. That is why, Artemia nervously saluted and bowed. Your Excellency, I humbly request for a small task or mission outside the church district. No. Bishop Katrina's reply was immediate. Artemia flinched, completely taken aback. Huh? May I ask why? Artemia gulped as Bishop Katrina stepped close. She circled around her like a predator, wearing cold, harsh glare. Look at you. You know what I see? Flaws. Nothing but flaws. Horrible, cowardly posture for a knight. You can barely even speak without falling apart like a nervous child. Why, mere minutes ago I witnessed you being too intimidated to even strike up a conversation with church youths. Don't even get me started on your training. Bishop Katrina leaned forward until her face was just a few inches away. Hey, socially distance. Socially distance, bitch. Artemia Johanna Gashir. From what I've seen, you are without doubt the weakest chosen one throughout all history. Words pierced at Artemia's chest like cold daggers. The young knight took a deep breath in a futile effort to steady herself. Do you wish to take on a mission outside the church and become the laughingstock of the entire city? I don't think so. Stay in church, continue your training, and do as you are told. Lest you bring more embarrassment to the church and our family name, daughter. But I must take on missions if I am to gain experience and improve. You are not even close to ready, and you know it. But you're going to continue such an uncuff arguments here. In public, right in the middle of the main hall. This is exactly why you're not fit to leave the cathedral yet. That's better. We simply want what's best for you, daughter. Is this a bad time? Sura immediately glanced up to see a large polar bear, clad in high-ranking church armor, approaching them with a jolly grin. Artemia immediately saluted. Knight Commander Grank, good morning to you, sir. Bishop Katrina simply gave the polar bear a polite nod. Grank laughed jovially and patted Artemia on the shoulder. It is a fine morning indeed. I hope I'm not interrupting anything of importance. Your Excellency, would it be alright if I borrowed dear Artemia for a few moments? By all means, this was an unproductive conversation to begin with. Excellent. Come along now, Artemia, we don't have all day. Yes, sir. Knight Commander Grant casually strolled to the far side of the main hall, watching the bishop until she had left the room, and was fully out of earshot. Artemia followed closely behind while fidgeting nervously. Knight Commander? You are a very busy man. It'd be irresponsible of me to take up too much of your time. Grant laughed and clapped her playfully on the back. Worry not, I always have a moment spare for my finest pupil. I overheard that whole wretched conversation. Relax, young'un, your mother frets way too much. Here's a little something to cheer you up. They were selling these fresh cinnamon chocolate chip cookies from the bakery in the market district. Help yourself. Artemia's stomach rumbled as she watched Grant pull out a fresh box and fill the air with pleasant sugary scent. She shook her head nervously. Thank you, Knight Commander, but I must refuse. As Creator's Chosen, I must resist such worldly indulgences. Ah, come on, you used to love these. I am no longer a child, Knight Commander. I must act as a true Holy Knight should. I'm the Commander of the Holy Knights, and I snack all the time. Well, that is very different. Knight Commander, you are an adult. You have all these things figured out already. Ha! Grank nearly choked on chocolate chip. Mother says I need to get my act together, or I will be disappointed and ashamed to title creators chosen. Grank hummed cheerfully and tossed a box of cookies into Artemi's face. His deep laughter echoed through the main hall as Artemi scrambled to catch it before any pastries scattered on the floor. Well, as Knight Commander of the Church, I outranked your all-powerful mother, and I command you to loosen up and have a little fun, alright? It's difficult when the eyes of the world are watching your every move, but remember to be kind to yourself. I suppose. Artemi popped a small cinnamon cookie into her mouth. The rich, sweet flavors flooded her senses. A small smile spread across her face. She rarely had the opportunity to enjoy such treats within the confines of the cathedral. Ah, there's that smile. It's good to see my favorite people happy for once. Thank you, Knight Commander. No, don't bow at me. Relax. I'm just expressing my gratitude for your kindness. You are a very busy man with endless number of tasks. You really shouldn't be wasting your limited time on me. There's no such thing. Speaking of my many tasks, I happened to overhear your conversation with Bishop Katrina earlier, and I believe I possess the solution to your woes. Grank fumbled through his bag and pulled out a handsome leather box. I, Grank Stormborn, Knight Commander of the Holy Church, have a mission for you. Really? The cookie box clattered to the floor as Artemi hastily gave a formal salute. A half-eaten chunk fell from her mouth and streaked a line of melted chocolate across her armor. I gladly accept, but what about Mother? I mean, Her Excellency's orders. Like I said before, I completely outrank her. I also completely agree with you. As Creator's chosen, you'll need some experience with the world outside the Church District if you're going to be a worthy protector. So let's start out with a simple yet very important mission, shall we? Grank slowly opened the letter box. Artemi gasped. Inside was an elegant black obsidian crown, its surface shimmering like the night sky. Encrusted upon its facade were 4 gleaming red rubies. Their finely polished surfaces were gleaming like freshly split blood. This was surely no ordinary piece of jewelry. Your task is to deliver this package to the prince at the royal palace. Apparently His Highness ordered this black crown to be specially made for his collections and whatnot. It should be a fairly simple task. It'll be your first time stepping outside Church District. Why not use this chance to get familiar with the city that you're supposed to be protecting? Go out and explore a little bit. There's no rush. There's lots of great snacks in the southern part of the market district. I am honored to be tasked with such an important mission. Thank you so much, Knight Commander. She gingerly held a small letter box and frowned. Excuse my ignorance, but why are we not addressing the prince as His Majesty? Ah, yes. The young prince is technically the ruler and true king of Axia ever since our late king and queen passed away several weeks ago. Creator bless their souls. His Highness decided to spend a year studying under royal advisors and thoroughly learn his duties before attending a true coronation ceremony. The poor boy is still grieving over his parents' recent deaths. I think the kingdom expects him to take on their place so readily. Grank shook his head. In any case, make sure his package gets to the royal palace by the end of the day. Are you ready? Artemi nodded furiously. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for this honor, Knight Commander. Excitement bubbled up in Artemi's chest as she clutched the handsome leather box. This was the perfect chance to explore the world she was destined to protect. As unfamiliar with the outside world as she was, this was just a simple delivery. What could possibly go wrong? Marauders District, Adventurers Guild. The Adventuring Guild lobby was bustling with activities. Cole weaved between the crowd and made his way to the bulletin board. Why did everyone have to be so goddamn tall? You could barely see job postings from all the way down here. The crowd was packed like a school of sardines. Cole had forcefully squeezed his way to the front. He was pretty sure someone smacked his ass on the way over. Not that he was complaining. Cole squinted at the bulletin board. Complete an Adventuring Guild job and bring home some booty. Right, easier said than done, Papa. Most of these jobs ask for an adventuring party of 2 or more people. He supposed he could drag one of Papa's men from the Bonebreakers to help him out. But he couldn't cast any magic with them around, or he'd surely tell Papa. Cole could perhaps avoid casting magic on job, but then he'd be fairly useless and men would tell Papa that he was a lazy freeloader. Yeah, what a pain. Cole squeezed his way back out of the crowd. A few lecherous men cuffed his ass on the way out as well, their hands caressing under a thin cloth holding a small loincloth together. Cole grinned and reveled in their attention. All the men Bonebreakers were fairly open with their wants and desires, and Cole was no different. He had not been busy worrying about his task for the day, and he might have even get a few adventuring men to give a little bit more attention. Cole smacked his own face and shook his head furiously. Now's not time to get horny. Focus! I can't go home tonight empty-handed and disappoint Papa. What should I do? His ears suddenly perked up the sound of bemused mumbles. The receptionist at the counter groaned as she stared towards the Adventurers Guild entrance. Why a long face, pal? Oh, hello again, Cole. Hope you're not offering services to adventurers under tables again. I refuse to clean up another one of your messes. Ah, that was one time. I'm on my best behavior today. Anyway, what's up? Receptionist sighed. It's nothing, really. The suspicious fellow is lurking at our front door again. He's usually outside ogling our adventurers as they come in, but today he's actually inside talking to people. Doesn't look like he's having much luck, though. The Adventuring Guild doesn't have time to deal with fanboys. What are you talking about? That tall badger by the entrance. See him? The one who looks like he's having a breakdown. You don't say. Tall Badger was indeed lurking by the guild entrance, watching all the adventurers strolling by the wild with wild admiration. He was buzzing with nervous energy and begging for the ear of anyone who strolled past. Too bad he could barely string together a coherent sentence through his anxious stammering. Cole strained to hear what he was blabbering as he approached. Hello, is anyone here looking for a new party member? I might not have much experience, but I'm a pretty tough dude. Nobody? I promise I'll work hard. Anybody? Tall Badger's shoulders slumped as his pleas continued to be ignored. Well, that's gotta be the saddest display I've ever seen. Huh? Dude, if you're gonna try to sell yourself to an adventuring party, at least put a little backbone into it. Stop stammering, stand up straight, puff out the big chest of yours, and talk like you own the place. Nobody's gonna hire a second-guessing greenhorn unless they're planning on paying you with exposure. Oh, right. Badger scrambled to straighten his posture self-consciously. Cole quietly whistled. Now that he could see him up close, the Badger did have a very nice chest. Not bad looking at all. Sorry, I'm kind of new around here and it's a little nerve-wracking. I just really need to join someone's adventuring party or else I'm going to be stuck doing commoner apprenticeships and brought away at the scribe's office for the rest of my life. Hey. Cole squinted and scratched his own chin thoughtfully. What's your name, kid? Kid? Name's Sid Shrikewood. Nice to meet you. The guy looked like a real simpleton. A little desperate, with more enthusiasm than sense, not to mention very inexperienced, and probably easy to push around, Cole thought to himself with a sneer. A small plan started forming and said, Well, kid, my name's Cole Bonebreaker. Badger's jaw dropped. Bonebreaker? As in Marrow Bonebreaker. Strongest mercenary captain in all of Axia. Yep, that's my papa. Oh. Sir peeped down at him doubtfully. I thought you'd be a little taller. Excuse you, it's not very smart to be rude to someone who's about to offer you a deal. Huh? What sort of deal? Cole crossed his arms with a grin. You wanted to join an adventuring party, huh? Why don't you form one with me? Wait, really? An inexperienced greenhorn would be pretty useless in the market. I can refer you to my papa's mercenary company. We'll set you up some combat training and equipment. You probably don't even have a weapon right now, do you? Sid was practically vibrating with excitement. You'd really do that for me, working for Marrow Bonebreaker of all people. This is like a dream come true. Cole pressed a finger to his lip to shush him. He leaned close to the Badger, his face twisting into a sly smirk. And in return for my great generosity, you're going to work directly for me. All your work, payment, and jobs are going to go through me, before going to anybody else in the Adventuring Guild or Bonebreaker Mercenary Company. Understood? Badger nodded furiously with a grin, obviously too excited to even think through the details. It's going to be easier than he thought. Whatever you say, you're the boss. I'm obviously happy to do any kind of adventuring work you've got. Anything you need to get done? Sid Strikewood's got your back, boss. Cole chuckled. Good, good. Cole leaned forward and beckoned Sid to come closer with a waggle his finger. Pulled the tall badger down the face hole, and the two of them were so close that their noses almost touched. Sid gulped nervously. Yeah, what's up, boss? Listen here, Sid Strikewood. While you're working with me, there's going to be a few hard rules in place. First of which is this. I can cast magic. If you ever mention a word this to my papa or anyone in Von Berger Mercenary Company, I will snuff out any chance of you having a half-decent adventure like the world's most pathetic candle. Follow my directions and I can guarantee your future as an adventurer will be filled with success and glory. Sound like a fair deal? Despite the sheer size between the two, Sid visibly shuddered as he nodded slowly. Of course. Sounds simple enough. You're the boss. Glad we were in agreement. Cole was practically grinning ear to ear as he led the nervous badger toward the Adventurers Guild reception desk. This might actually work out better than I thought, Cole mused cheerfully. To be continued. And that is... Let me save this real quick. Well, that is the end of Temptation's Ballad, Early Alpha, everyone. This game is, like I said, in Early Alpha. It's to be updated. Just a couple pages long right now. But from what we have right now, it's really good. I'm excited to see what more there is. And how, the story progresses. I don't know, the characters are just incredible all in their own way. Just loving it so far. Anyways... That's it for this one. See you later. Bye! Oh. That's it for this one. If you enjoyed, slam that like button, heart to the ground. Maybe subscribe. Share this with your friends or something. That's it. Goodbye.